Imagine this, you're the king of payments. For decades, every single international transfer has to pass through you. You're the backbone, the middleman, the gatekeeper. That's been Swift's role in global finance for over 50 years. But now the world has changed. And while Swift is tinkering with prototypes, Ripple and XRP are already running the show. The harsh reality is this: the time is running out for Swift. If they don't act and act soon, they'll be left behind. And worse, the only deal left on the table will be one where Ripple doesn't even need them. So let's break this down. Why Swift's move into the blockchain is too late, in my opinion. Why XRP is already in the driver's seat, and why we may be watching one of the greatest power shifts in financial history right before our eyes. I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor. To start, let's remind ourselves what Swift actually is, because unless you've worked in banking or sent money overseas, you might not realize just how central it is to our daily lives. The name is Swift, and it means Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. It's actually not a bank. Some people I see saying that it is a bank. It's not. It doesn't hold money. Instead, it's a messaging system that connects over 11,000 banks and institutions across 200 countries. Think of it like this. When you wire money from London to New York, your bank doesn't physically put cash on a plane. It sends a message, a Swift message, to the receiving bank saying, "Here's the payment, settle this action." That messaging system is the plumbing of the global financial system. Without Swift, banks wouldn't know how to talk to each other. But here's the problem. Swift is old. It was built in the 1970s, before the internet, before smartphones, before crypto. Transactions can take days, cost ridiculous fees, and lack transparency. In the age of instant communication, Swift still feels like sending a fax. Now let's contrast that with Ripple. Ripple's built a system designed for this century, not the last. Using blockchain technology and its digital asset XRP, Ripple can settle cross-border transactions in seconds at a fraction of the cost. Instead of 2 to 5 business days, it's 3 to 5 seconds. Instead of $30 to $50 in fees, it's a fraction of a cent. Instead of endless intermediaries, it's one streamlined ledger. And this isn't theory. This isn't prototype. Ripple has already partnered with banks, remittance companies, and institutions across the globe. From Asia to the Middle East, from Europe to Latin America, RippleNet is live. Every day that passes, more institutions use Ripple rails. Every day that passes, more liquidity builds around XRP. This is why Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, had no problem calling out Swift's blockchain announcement this week as nothing more than PR fluff. Because Ripple is not announcing, Ripple is doing. So let's talk about that announcement. Swift recently revealed it was testing a blockchain prototype. The idea was to create a shared ledger where banks could interact more efficiently, moving closer to what Ripple already does. On the surface, that sounds like a big deal. Swift entering blockchain. Legacy finance embracing the future. But here's the catch. It's just a prototype. Prototypes don't move money. Prototypes don't build liquidity. Prototypes don't solve real-world problems for customers today. It's like bragging about test driving an electric car while your competitor already has thousands of them on the road, charging at stations across the globe. Swift is late to the party, and worse, they're not even inside the house yet. This is the heart of the matter. Swift is too late to stop Ripple. And here's why. First mover advantage. Ripple has already established itself in blockchain-based payments. They're years ahead in building corridors, partnerships, and trust. Then there's the technology gap. Ripple's system isn't theory. It's proven. It's a functioning network. Swift's blockchain prototype is still a PowerPoint presentation. And then we've got Brad's perception. Swift is seen as the old guard with slow bureaucracy. Ripple is the agile disruptor. Perception matters. By the time Swift gets its blockchain act together, Ripple may have already taken too much market share to claw back. And here's where it gets interesting, because technically, Swift has one option left. They could partner with Ripple. Imagine the world's largest payment messaging system combining forces with the most advanced blockchain settlement system. That would be game-changing. And they already know it. But here's the problem. That deal is getting less valuable by the day. Right now, Ripple could benefit from Swift's deep ties into global banks. But as Ripple continues to expand, those ties become less critical. At a certain point, Ripple won't need Swift at all. It's like buying stock in a company. You want to buy while the price is low. Wait too long and you're priced out. Swift is sitting on the sidelines watching Ripple's stock, metaphorically speaking, rise higher every year. If Swift makes that move now, they might still be able to negotiate with Ripple from a position of strength. But if they wait until Ripple is fully enriched, Ripple will call all the shots. So this is the key. There will be a tipping point, a point where Ripple's network is so strong, its adoption is so widespread that Swift has nothing left to offer. At that point, Swift becomes irrelevant, outdated, a relic of financial history. And the irony is this: by refusing to act early, Swift may be destroying its own bargaining power. The deal they could make today, one that positions them as a partner in the new financial system, won't be available tomorrow, because tomorrow Ripple simply won't need them. So let's be clear. Ripple is in the driving seat. Swift might be the giant, but giants fall. Look at Blockbusters versus Netflix, or Nokia versus Apple, Kodak versus digital cameras. The list goes on. History is filled with companies that failed to adapt until it was too late. Swift risks being the next. Meanwhile, Ripple is already miles ahead. Real-world usage, institutional adoption, growing liquidity, speed, efficiency, cost saving, the list just carries on. Ripple doesn't need to chase Swift. It's Swift that needs to chase Ripple. And the longer they wait, the faster Ripple drives off into the distance. Now, what does this all mean for XRP holders? It means you're holding the asset at the center of this transformation. XRP is the fuel that powers Ripple engine. Every corridor Ripple opens, every bank Ripple partners with, every transfer Ripple processes, it strengthens the case for XRP. And if Ripple reaches that tipping point where Swift becomes irrelevant, that's when XRP fully stretches its legs. At that point, XRP isn't just competing with Swift, it replaces it. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just Ripple versus Swift. It's a battle between legacy finance and crypto. Legacy finance moves slowly. It clings to outdated systems, waiting until it's forced to innovate. Crypto moves fast. It builds, experiments, and adapts in real time. That speed gap is why Ripple is winning and why Swift is stuck with prototypes while Ripple is already live. So here's the bottom line. Swift had decades to innovate, but they didn't. Now Ripple has built what Swift should have built years ago. Today, Swift still has the option to partner, but that option gets weaker every day in my opinion. And once Ripple reaches critical mass, Swift won't be able to buy back into the game. Time is running out. The tipping point is coming. And when it does, XRP will firmly be in the driving seat. So what do you think? Is Swift already too late? Or do you think they still have a shot at striking a deal with Ripple before the window closes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe XRP is already ahead, then let me know exactly why you think that is. And don't forget, if you want signals, charts, analysis, tools, and community that saves you thousands in subscriptions compared to other groups, join us inside the Crypto Wolfpack. There's a link in the description. Because at the end of the day, we're not just watching the future of payments. We're trading it, we're living it, and we're winning with it. Remember, hit that subscribe button, and remember this: the strength of the wolf is in the pack.